Hi, this is Dr. Letitia Wright, and we're coming to you from the Pasadena studios. Today we're talking about women's leadership. I know you've read the books and heard the big conversation, but we're going to talk to actual women's leaders in the field. We're talking to Pauline from 50 Leadership. She is here from Pasadena. This is a great show. We're going to do a little bit of fashion and just talk about some other gigs that are coming up. Lauren Solomon is co-hosting with me. This is a really full show. So stay with us. This is the right place. All right, thank you for staying with us. Today we are talking about women's leadership. First, I want to thank Lauren Solomon for being here. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
And we are talking to the head of 50 Leadership here in Pasadena. I know you may or may not have even heard of it, but let me tell you about the organization. There are leadership circles. There are ways for people to really, well, people, but women, to really understand leadership. So tell us, welcome to the show, number one.
Thank you.
And tell us what 50 Leadership is in case people are living under a rock and have no idea what you've been doing all this time.
Well, thanks. First of all, it's great to be here, Letitia. What 50 Leadership does is promote women in leadership. Because as one of our honorees at our award show said, we're half the population. We're not a special interest group. You know?
Good point.
And, you know, sometimes we're treated like we are a special interest group. No, we're half the population. But wherever you look, we're not half the leadership. So other people, men, are making decisions that affect us. And sometimes they make great decisions, but sometimes they don't, because they're not us, and they don't know. And, you know, they don't talk to the women to find out, how will this impact you? Mm-hmm. And that also goes to how men make decisions versus women. You know, men, they look at the result they want to get, and they, you know, kind of zero in on it and make the decision. Women say, yeah, but how will it impact this, and how will it impact that, and what happens if this, and what happens if that, so that you're not blindsided, and you don't have the collateral damage that you might otherwise have. So that's what we do at 50 Leadership, is we educate people, both men and women, as to the need for women's leadership. And we have a training program called Leadership Circles, which is for women of all ages to hone their skills. That's a great program. It really is. We've had some amazing successes with that. Then there's a group of girls that otherwise fall through the cracks, and that's teenage girls who are in foster care.
Yes.
They nobody pays any attention to them. So we have a program to empower them, and because there's future leaders there too.
Absolutely.
And we don't want to lose them.
Absolutely.
So we work with them, and then also we partner with the United Nations Association every year to give awards to local women who are having an impact somewhere else in the world. And so, for instance, one of the women this year, she is a photographer, and she was in Nepal, and she saw these kids running around, and one of them said, oh, I want to go to school, but I can't afford it. And she sent a check, and she thought, you know, this is crazy. It's probably just they're going to buy whatever, and they're not going to go to school. Well, no. The kid went to school and wrote a letter, and so she ended up starting an orphanage and educating the children, and that's been 12 years. So
Wow.
you know, things like that. So that's pretty gratifying too.
That's amazing. You had a question earlier that you were asking her about how the book.
Right. Well, the first question is really, how long has the organization been around?
Since 2005.
Okay. And what was the motivation at the time?
Well, actually, I had just helped get the Women's Commission into the city of Glendale.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was doing the research for that, I was appalled but not surprised at the numbers for domestic violence and sexual harassment and a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I came across the leadership statistics, I was like, have I been under a rock or what? Because I was a successful businesswoman. I was a leader myself. I knew a lot of other leaders. The news always has women leaders. And it's like, I had no idea. I was really ignorant. And I was, apart from being ashamed and embarrassed that I didn't realize this, I then said, the next thing I got to do is see what I can do to address this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started 50 Leadership.
Excellent. And how many organizations and women really have come into the fold since?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
So you've got a lot of participants. So when a new book comes out, like Lean In, right?
Yes.
So it sounds like it's revolutionary, and the way it's promoted and marketed sounds revolutionary. But we know that there have been initiatives to engage women and promote women all along. I am a former corporate, I would say, participant in all of those exercises, and I left corporate America in 1999
Good for you.
as a vice president in a very large organization, and decided that it was time to go out on my own. I had never been a good corporate soldier, and that was very much how it was structured. And in order for me to really pursue my passion and my dreams, I needed to do it from the outside. So I went on and started my own organization, my own firm, but that would take me out of what people would consider feminine leadership or women in leadership.
Right.
So, how does this all impact your work? Because I find it so interesting that one book can make it come alive, or women dropping out of the corporate sector will impact it, but we are leading in a different way.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, a lot of questions from what you just said.
It is.
So
yes.
we're going to hold on. We've got to take a quick break. So I'm
Okay.
going to hold that question for you. You guys need to know what the thought is. How does women's leadership work, or how are people looking at it if you're in corporate or you're outside of corporate? And we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a break. We don't need a break. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. We're talking about something very important, women's leadership. And if you've been stirred up by the conversation of, what's the book called?
Lean In.
Lean In. Great. I've got the real people in the field doing it, and we're talking about that. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This is The Right Place.
There is really only one boy. One girl. One tree. One forest. One deep, dancing ocean. One mountain calling. One handful of sand through our fingers. One endless sky overhead. And one simple way to care for it all. Please visit earthshare.org and learn how the world's leading environmental groups are working together under one name, EarthShare. One environment, one simple way to care for it.
Can you tell which of these children was not born free? Can you tell which of these children was not born equal? Can you tell which of these children does not deserve to be treated with dignity? We can't either. Human right number one. We are all born free and equal. What are human rights? Find out at youthforhumanrights.org.
You're watching the Right Place TV show. That's what I get for doing radio. You're watching the Right Place TV show. We're talking about 50-50 leadership. I'm here with my co-host, Lauren Solomon, and our guest today is Pauline Field, and she is from 50-50 Leadership here in Pasadena. And we're talking about the whole lean-in phenomenon and how leadership is growing in America with women. And the question we had right before the break was how they look at leadership in terms of women in corporate America and outside of corporate America. So that was a big, long question, but it's very pertinent to what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And no surprise that the book created so much buzz,
Right.
because we're talking about Facebook and the CFO of Facebook. So, everybody knows Facebook, and she had a very good platform. Mm-hmm. And the good thing is that it brought us all to the attention of everybody to look again at leadership. Mm-hmm. And there actually, leadership exists on a lot of levels. And one of the problems with women in business is that there's a lot of us. For instance, I just read that there's now 8.6 million women-owned businesses, and we generate $1.3 trillion of revenue a year. A lot of revenue.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. But we only create 7.8 million jobs. And I say only, I mean, that's a lot of jobs.
Sure.
But only 2% of the women-owned businesses have 10 or more people employed.
Wow.
So we're falling down as entrepreneurs in growing our businesses. We're, I think they used to call it, I don't know if they still call it lifestyle businesses. Mm-hmm. Where it's good for us and our families, but that's it. Then we stop. And I think it would be really good if we were to grow our businesses a little bigger and learn and take the risks and do what we need to make that happen. Because then we can show how it can be done in a way that works. Because one of the things about the corporate environment is it was created by men for men. Mm-hmm. And so we're in their sandbox, and we're trying to change their sandbox and change the rules. And there aren't enough of us up there to be able to do that. If we can ever get to where we're, 30, 40, 50% of the leadership, then yeah, we can make some real changes. But the rate of growth of women at the top has slowed to a snail's pace. And, and like you, Lauren, a lot of people, they get up there and they say, oh, enough. And say, no, I'm gonna start my own business, which is wonderful. I mean, it really is. And, but then it's, okay, now what do we do?
Yeah.
And it's not easy. There was just a study that came out this week, the Center for, I forget, it was in the U.S. News and World Report. But it was another study about women's leadership, and it said, for the most part, we're doing everything we need to do. One of the things we're not doing enough of is asking for a raise. Mm-hmm. Not the easiest thing, but we're still behind the men. The men ask more. But something that came out on a previous study is that although we're doing well at getting mentors, we're not getting sponsors. Mm. So we have to have somebody who is willing to sponsor us up the ladder.
Right. Someone who's willing to be in your corner
exactly.
and back you up and introduce you and do some different things. Yeah, it's having
That's
a corporate sponsors really important. And I wonder sometimes women don't even understand what that relationship
Yeah,
is.
they don't. They don't. And because when the guy is on the golf course or in the boardroom or wherever they are, and there's a new project, a new position, a new branch, something opening, they need somebody there to say, oh, you know, Letitia or Lauren would be the perfect person.
And that needs to happen more and more.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's talk about 50/50 leadership here in Pasadena. I want to let people know, number one, where you are, what you're doing, and if they want to get involved, how can they be involved, not only just to get services, but also to support what you're doing?
Oh, very good, very good. Well, we use a lot of volunteers. In fact, we're an all-volunteer organization. We do not have any staff. And so we're always looking for mentors for the leadership circle. We're always looking for people to help with the foster care kids, that empowerment program. And then, of course, if you just like to put on parties, our Women of the World Awards, which happens every year in March, we always need a lot of volunteers for that.
Okay.
So
We like to party.
We do.
So we're gonna have to do that. Women's leadership is right here. The 50/50 leadership is right here in Pasadena, making an impact here in Pasadena. So we love that about you. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you
and
for
really,
inviting me.
You know, sharing with people. You can find them on Twitter. We have the website up. Why don't you give the website?
The website is 50/50Leadership. That's the numbers, 5050leadership.org.
And you guys are on Twitter.
Yes, at 50/50Leadership.
And you're on Facebook.
Yes.
50 Leadership. 50/50 Leadership. If you guys can't figure it out, 50/50 Leadership. There are some great things, I will say, you know, on behalf of Right Place TV and our supporters, we're definitely going to partner with you and make sure that you're getting some of the things done, because we're definitely of the same mind about women's leadership. And I thank you so much for coming out and talking to this subject. It's not the end of this subject, it's just the beginning. But I just wanted people to hear from somebody who's in the trenches and not just this one book, because there's so much more out there. And if you're not actually doing something to take care of the problem, you're helping the problem. So let's get on it. Give them a call at 50/50 Leadership. Find out how you can help. If you need to learn about leadership, find out how you can get into the leadership circle, because the circle is where you can get the training that you need. We're going to take a quick break. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to have a quick little fashion show when we come back, and I'm going to give you a special link to where you can get super, super discounts. So stay with us. This is the right place.
There is really only one boy. One girl. One tree. One forest. One deep, dancing ocean. One mountain calling. One handful of sand through our fingers. One endless sky overhead. And one simple way to care for it all. Please visit earthshare.org and learn how the world's leading environmental groups are working together under one name, EarthShare, one environment, one simple way to care for it.
Can you tell which of these children was not born free? Can you tell which of these children was not born equal? Can you tell which of these children does not deserve to be treated with dignity? We can't either. Human right number one. We are all born free and equal. What are human rights? Find out at youthforhumanrights.org.
Welcome back. This is Dr. Wright, and you're watching the Right Place TV show. And of course, we're going to show you some great fashions from Gwenny B, which of course is responsible for my outfit. My fashion coordinator, my person that knows everything about wardrobe, she's going to introduce some of the best stuff that we've been seeing at Gwenny B and show you how you can get a super, super gift and link. So I'm going to turn it all over to you, Laura.
Thank you. And I'm so excited to be back with our next remote fashion show from Gwenny B. We love the fashions from Gwenny B and really recommend that you check them out. So we're going to look at what's hot right now for the season. And the first dress you're looking at is a tank dress, easy to wear, by ASOS Curve, and found at Gwenny B for far less than you're going to find it elsewhere. So if you look at the pattern, it's a vertical stripe and it's got some floral in it. It's not too frilly, it's not overly girly. It's got one of those racer styles, so it's definitely one that you can take to work, you can take out, dress up or down, and it flatters and hugs the body. And so I'm going to recommend that you take a look at that for your black and white pop of contrast for the rest of the season.
That would be hot with a nice red shoe too, huh?
It'd be fun with a red shoe, be fun with a red bag, be fun under an orange jacket. We've done so much with color this season. So that black and white dress under any color sweater, like I would put it on with a little green shrug or an orange shrug, and just something for fun. You do it with a flat sandal for daytime, and then you throw it on with a matching heel, coordinating heel, fun heel for night. Really fun. They're just easy to wear. And that's what we love about them. And the next one you're going to see is a beautiful teal maxi dress. And this dress is so easy to wear. It's got a surplice bodice, so it's going to crisscross you, and then it's got a soft drape and a full A-line on the drape on the bottom and a very soft sleeve. So it's going to hug and flatter the body where most of us are small, and it's going to accentuate a beautiful neckline and open you up. And we love these styles. We love being opened up so that it really elongates and then lengthens, but it's so easy to wear and soft on your body. You're going to feel like you're wearing pajamas all day long, and it's okay. And it's another one that you can put on. Flats by day, throw it on with a heel and a different bag for evening and take it out. That's what I love about all these clothes. So they flatter us in all sizes, and they go with us in our life and lifestyle, and that's how we're living today. So we don't need separate wardrobes for work and play. We just need the right pieces, and Gwenny B's got them. The next dress you're looking at is a high-low maxi dress with a stunning tropical print along the bottom hem. It makes it a beautiful addition for weekend or for tropical feel, or you're taking it away on vacation. And then, the same time, if you're in the city, you put it on with a flat and you put on a little shrug on top, and you can go anywhere and do anything. It's a little different than the maxi, so it feels like it goes day to evening, and that's the kind of dress that I actually put on with boots and tights and take it right into the fall. Put it on with a little black leather jacket and then move it right into fall, and it really goes all year round. So those dresses can really, that's why I do like the high-low. It really feels like when boots come in, and we all love boots, that it gives us another option on how to wear them. So it makes it fun.
And then also you travel a lot, so when you're going back and forth to New York, you can sort of change the style a little bit. The styles are a little different, East Coast, West Coast.
Absolutely.
You can, the high-low dress can actually really transition and look really different when you take it back there.
It can, and it can look different from one city to the next. It can also look great on vacation. And just because I do travel so much, those are the pieces that go in my bag first. I call those roll and go. So not only the fabric doesn't wrinkle, like literally you take it out, you shake it out, hang it up just before you're going to wear it, and then you just put it on. So it's really beautiful. And we have one more, which is a day dress, and it's a beautiful geometric. So we've had the solid, we've had the bold print, we've had the tropical floral, and now we have a geometric day dress, which has a beautiful cutout band neckline. So you know how it goes a little bit closer in front, and then it cuts in, and then it narrows at the waist and opens up into an A-line skirt with a little teeny thin yellow belt in a cobalt blue with teal and yellow and white. beautiful colors that will again take you into the next season.
Okay.
So I would throw that on with a blue leather jacket and run around New York City in the fall. So those are the pieces for now. I think moving into the end of our season, these are going to transition really well, and then first sign of a hot spring, they're back out and we'll see them again.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you so much. All right, we're almost at the end of the show. Listen, go to wrightplacetv.com. You can click on the Gwenny B picture. There's a nice little picture applet. When you click on that, it'll take you over to the website and it'll give you a special 30 days free. That's right. You can try the clothes. You can get them to your
Amazing.
home, wear them. You will not be billed for 30 days, and you get to try the service out. I'm going to tell you, the first time you open up that box and you see everything is sealed and you see that little a little sticker and you open it up and you have the bag to send it back to Gwenny B without having to go through the cleaners and go through the wash and all that kind of stuff, you're going to fall in love with that. And you're going to love getting these boxes better than the little box with the happy face on it. So go to wrightplacetv.com. We've got this special gift. I want to thank Gwenny B for our outfits. I want to thank Lauren Solomon for coming in and really helping me with the show. And the next show, she's going to talk a little bit more about what she does and how you can get in touch with her personally, because some of you need some help. That's right, you need your image. We're going into fall. She is an image consultant and she can really, really help you. One of these days, we're going to have to show you before and after pictures because she's got some amazing work, and I think you guys cannot really appreciate it until you see it. So we're going to bring her back, and she's going to talk a little bit more about that. Thank you so much for watching. Visit us at wrightplacetv.com. You know, you can find me on Twitter, Dr. Wright, and the number 1. And remember what I always say, ignoring one's conscience is neither safe nor right. And I'll see you next time.